Hello, welcome to our second video on tambourine in this long series of videos on orchestra instruments. We first covered crash cymbals and now we're going through tambourine. So the first tambourine video talked about all the different applications of universal percussion principles to figure out how to really play this instrument and control it for dynamics and for rhythm and for sound. So let's just talk a little bit about playing the instrument. And I think a good thing to do is to take any very beginning, easy snare drum etude book and just simply play some of the rhythmic passages over different dynamics. I would first do it without any rolls and just to learn to play the tambourine. So just something very simple with eighth notes, quarter notes, and a few 16th notes. And so you can see I went from a number of different finger positions, one finger all the way up to the whole hand, and I played from very edge to very center, just simply controlling the rhythm. Every instrument you play, you want to have very good rhythm. Keep practicing with your metronome and just learn to control all those rhythms by manipulating the hand, whether it's the arm or the wrist, the number of fingers, and the playing spot on the instrument. So let's talk a little bit about how to roll on this instrument. There are two rolls that we'll have to master. One is for very loud playing, and that's going to be the shake roll. And the other one is for very soft playing, and that's going to be a finger or what some people call a thumb roll, where we get friction on the tambourine head. So first let's think about the loud roll or the shake roll. Now, if you've chosen to play the instrument with your dominant hand, now your weak hand is the one that's going to have to learn how to do this shake roll. And again, there's nothing wrong with occasionally changing hands, playing with your non-dominant hand, and your shake would be in your stronger hand. I think the thing to do is just really to learn how to do this in both hands, and then you're going to be all set. So I basically do two things in the shake. I try to first learn to control this sideways motion. Just simply doing this. So I took my same tambourine grip, and now I'm here. I'm actually supporting the instrument from underneath. Gravity won't pull it down that way, so I'm just underneath it. The tambourine just rests lightly in there. And without being very tense at all, just learn to shake the instrument. It's a nice thing to do. You can do this along with a metronome. So there I'm playing 30-second notes with the metronome at 75. So that's the motion you really have to learn to do first. Don't tighten the arm, you'll begin to hurt yourself. And you can actually even try to do that without the tambourine. Right there, just shake, just like that, yeah, okay? So back and forth, it's this twisting motion, just up here. So that goes right there. So I spent a lot of time just practicing that controlled 16th note. Then I think the other aspect is kind of an uncontrolled wiggle. But I believe both will give you a really good, smooth tambourine. So again, the first one, controlling that. And then I'm actually going this way just a little with the tambourine. And now I'm just kind of uncontrolled, a little tension in the hand. And controlling the instrument like that. So let's go back to our instrument and let's just practice whole note shake rolls. And in this case, you don't always want to do this, but I will begin and end each roll with a tap just to get this sound started clearly and ending clearly. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Now half notes, and maybe I'll play quarters. So I'll bring the tambourine down here to play and up there to shake. Now let's do a quarter note. There you go. I don't want to play the tambourine up there because the jingles aren't resting down like they are when I'm at 45-degree angle. So there's some things to get you through the shake roll. Now what I think is a more difficult roll is using the finger or the thumb to get friction on the drum head, like that. Now on this drum head, you can maybe see, I've already taken some beeswax that comes with many of the tambourines, and I've rubbed it on the head. It acts like a rosin to give you extra friction. Sometimes a little moisture on the hand. Today it's a very humid day for me here, so my hands are just a little bit sticky already. And so I support the middle finger with my thumb, and it's about just the right amount of downward pressure and forward pressure with a little bit of squeeze between the fingers. So you'll have to practice that. It actually works on a drum head as well. This is a technique that's used on the conga quite often, where you strike the instrument and you get this whoa sound of friction on a drum head. It's not used very often on drums, but it's used all the time on tambourine. And as I said earlier, we get a very loud sound with the shake. And it's actually very hard to do that softly, but we get a very soft, controlled sound here. So I really think that the biggest thing to make this easy is to make sure the head is treated with a beeswax or a rosin or something like that. And you're just simply going to have to learn to control that sound. You should be able to go at least halfway around the instrument for the longer rolls. But usually you'll have a soft roll with a few notes in between. So I'll go back to this. And so there we have both the rolls broken down. The shake roll, so you'll spend a lot of time just working on that controlled 16th. And then making a faster, uncontrolled rhythm. Remember, that is a sustained sound that whoever wrote the music, they want to sustain from the tambourine. They don't want to hear 16ths or 30 seconds. They want a sustained sound. So we have the shake roll and then the finger roll. Some people use the thumb. I prefer the middle finger in that case. So there's some ideas on how to play both tambourine rolls.